Up next, a song that was a hit in the 70s and 80s by two different artists. First for a former member of Mott the Hoople, and then for one of the breakout glam metal bands of the late 80s, who took it all the way to the top 5 in the summer of 1989. The guitarist and co-founder of this metal band tells us the story next on Professor of Rock. Hey music junkies, Professor of Rock, always here to celebrate the greatest artists and the greatest songs of all time. If you've ever carefully created the perfect mixtape for your crush back in the day, this channel is just for you. Subscribe below right now to be a part of our daily celebration of the rock and pop era, the greatest era, with exclusive stories from the artists. Take a gander at our Patreon link in the description to see our brand new show there. I think you'll like it. Now it's time for another episode of our series Revelations, where featured artists reveal rare stories about their greatest songs. On this installment of Revelations, we go behind the scenes of the glam metal party hit of the summer of 1989. If you were alive in 89, you remember it well. Once Bitten, Twice Shy by Great White. It was taking over the charts in the summer of 1989 with its feel-good sing-along chorus. I remember this song well. It peaked on my birthday, actually, on August 11th, 1989. It went to number 5. That week was pretty memorable top 5. Very, very 80s. So Alive by Love and Rockets at number 4. Bat Dance by Prince at number 3. On Our Own from Ghostbusters 2, the soundtrack by Bobby Brown at number 2.
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. They call the Ghostbusters and the end control.
And Right Here Waiting by Richard Marx was at number 1.
I will be right here waiting for you.
Once Bitten Twice Shy was one of those songs that when it came on, me and my friends were singing it to the top of our lungs. I'm sure it was the same with you. This song was a remake of the 1975 hit written and performed by Ian Hunter from his debut solo album. That was recorded after he left Mott the Hoople. It was later covered by Sean Cassidy in 1980. And then Great White. I had the opportunity to interview Mark Kendall, the lead guitarist and founder of the band Dante Fox, which became Great White. He tells the story of how it all came together. As we go into this interview, I do want to thank our sponsor, Zenni Eyewear, that helps make this possible. I'm actually wearing my newest pair today, just got them a few days ago. You know, when you go to Zenni.com, you're able to design your very own pair. You choose the color, the shape, the style. You can add on great features like blocks. That helps protect your eyes from digital blue light that we're exposed to every day through computers and such. You ought to go to Zenni.com and check it out and make your own pair. Go do it today. Here's Mark with the story. 1989, man, massive, with Twice Shy, double platinum, album cover, again, very iconic. What do you remember about that album cover? Because that's one that stands out. I think the album cover is so important. Again, today, it's not. It's kind of weird because music went from being this big, the record, then to the CD, this big.
Yeah.
Then it went to being this big.
It's like, why am I going to go do a photo shoot when I'm going to be this big? You know? But yeah, I know what you mean.
What was the idea behind that album cover?
Well, it was keeping along with the Shark theme. You know, we always had a girl on the, you know, you put the girls on the record, you know. I don't know, somehow that was just kind of our thing, man. You know, we had girls in our videos. In fact, apart from Once Bitten Twice Shy, they never let us come down the day they'd film the girls. They wanted to get stuff done. They didn't need us around. So, yeah, you know, again, with the fan, you know, kind of running through a bed, you know, you got the sexy girls. The manager had a lot to do with, you know, kind of designs, and he'd come to us, what do you think of this? Oh, it's great. You know, we were just kind of concentrating on the music. But it was funny because in 1984, we were playing with Judas Priest on tour. we'd play 3 shows in a row. We're playing arenas every night. 3, then a day off, then 2 day off. Every day off, we played a club. And this one time we were playing up north in the Sacramento area, and the opening band, this band called City Kid, it's the first time I ever remember myself going, God, these guys should play their own music. That singer is so killer. You know, it's such a good band. Well, 4 or 5 years later, you know, in '89, they came out with a record, and it was them, but they were called Tesla. And we went on tour together and did a co-headlining tour, you know, for a long time. It was like 10 or 11 months. So it was just funny. This is a little cover band that were playing Dokken covers, but that I heard it and I said, there's something special in there somewhere, you know. And then for them, all of a sudden they got all originals, you know, got this big song Cowboy or whatever, and we toured together. I'm going, yeah, you know, having that history, it was just kind of fun that we shared that history.
Well, I remember the first concert I ever went to was Poison, and Tesla opened for Poison. And I remember just being blown away by Tesla. I just was blown away by them as a live band. This album was one of the biggest rock albums of that era. I remember buying it. I remember all my friends had it. We knew every song. That's back when you would buy a cassette tape and, man, you listened to the whole thing because you're 12 years old. You don't have a lot of disposable income. And so you can maybe buy a tape every 2 or 3 weeks if you're lucky. And so you really savor that music. And I remember knowing that record inside and out because of listening to it so much and so many powerful tracks. The hit really put you guys top 5 hit, Once Bitten Twice Shy. Huge hit in 1989. Number 5 on the Billboard charts and number 6 on the rock chart as well. And why did you guys cover that? I've always been curious.
Here's the funny thing. In 1984, we needed a drum riser, and our sound man was really good friends with Ian Hunter. So we went to Ian Hunter's house in New York and took his drum riser out of his backyard. He let us borrow it. So we borrowed Ian Hunter's drum riser for the Judas Priest tour. Okay, that's pretty funny, right? Okay, so then in '87, because the sound man was his friend, Ian Hunter went to our gig when we played the Ritz with Guns N' Roses. So he's using our bus for a taxi cab. You know, we're all hanging out. In '89, our manager managed Guns N' Roses as well as us. Well, we just came off an album, big album with Rock Me, you know, Once Bitten. So we're thinking the obvious follow-up is Twice Shy, right? So Izzy, not Slash, but the other guitar player from Guns N' Roses, came to Alan. He goes, dude, you guys should do this song by Ian Hunter. It's called Once Bitten, Twice Shy. You guys just had an album called Once Bitten. Now you're coming with Twice Shy. How cool would it be? So I think, you know, he heard this song and then he brought the song to us, and we thought it was, you know, pretty cool. You know, had the pretty good lyrics. You know, we kind of made it our own, changed the chorus a little bit as far as the lyrically. Because I think he said I'm once bitten, twice shy. That we said my, you know. I mean, it's not a big change, but we just thought it was going to be like an album track. We didn't really think, we were more excited about a lot of the other songs. Sure enough, man, the record company loved that song. So we had no idea that it was going to, like, you know, take on its own life or whatever. And, you know, because that song, it went over 7 months. I mean, we were like #1 on MTV. like you said, top 5. I remember one time it was above Michael Jackson in Billboard, and I'm going, you know, what universe am I living in? You know, I'm one step above Michael Jackson, like my total icon hero, monster, you know, moonwalker guy, you know. That was pretty surreal, but you know, we're just having fun. Yeah, that's how it happened. It wasn't like, oh, we need a cover, you know, let's try to find a hit. The song was never a hit. It was really about the title, and you know, we liked the lyrics, and it was a pretty cool tune. It wasn't. We weren't desperate for a song. It was just, you know, like I said, the way it happened, it wasn't by design. It was just this Guns N' Roses guy saying, "Hey, check this song out." You know, we ended up liking it.
Well, what's interesting about that, too, is that somebody would stereotype these bands, Britney Fox, and Faster Pussycat, and Skid Row, and Cinderella. As hair metal, they really were missing the point. They were stereotyping and not listening, especially with you guys, because this song is not hair metal. This song, because of the piano, it's honky tonk. To me, it sounded more like old time rock and roll, Bob Seger, by the way of metal, than it did hair metal, because the piano is so prevalent.
Listen to the guitar sound. I mean, I'm playing a Gibson 335. I mean, that's not the type of guitar you want to play if you're playing hair metal. You know what I mean? You're out there with the Gibson 335 playing hair metal. What's wrong with you? You know, you need like a Warlock or something.
Tell me about your approach to recording it and how you did that. Is that something that was planned, or did you guys kind of put that together?
I could tell that I didn't want to use a lot of distortion and overdrive on this type song, you know, because we have piano and you know, so I went for more of a traditional tone. And the 335 really got that. You know, it's actually coming from the guitar. I mean, we amplified the guitar, but it's just that type of a guitar. You know, if you ever listen to Alvin Lee, he played ripping, you know, there was overdrive, but it was that natural tube saturation overdrive. Hey, Joe. Very musical, get me? So it wasn't like a fuzz pedal type deal. So that, yeah, that was definitely by design to get a traditional guitar sound for sure.
And then the piano and the guitar, really, at the beginning of the song through the verses, piano is really up front. And then when you come in with the guitar solo, it becomes a lead. That guitar solo is just, man, this amazing solo. What do you remember about recording that?
I usually don't know what I'm going to do, so some solos will take several takes and use a piece from here, a piece from there. That solo I just kind of put together. That's just like a one take through type deal. I just did a bunch of takes until it sounded cool. I was kind of playing with a tone that was more traditional that I really wasn't a normal sound for me. But so like I said, I used the 335 Gibson, you know, but the way it came out, I really liked. So it kind of influenced me to take a little bit off, use lower output pickups instead of using a real high gain pickup to where it's almost like distortion's coming from your guitar, from the source or whatever. I went lower because and got my distortion elsewhere, and it seemed to help make the notes speak better. I've just always, you know, kind of thrived to make the notes louder without losing my sound. But with the lower output pickups, you know, I think they're 8.5K or something like that, to be technical. But it's like about perfect, you know, to where I'm kind of a roll-off player. Like I get everything I need from the volume knob on my guitar. It's like if I want to play clean, I kind of turn down, but I can feel how much to turn down. I don't have to rely on pedals to tell me, because I might want to be a little bit lower than the pedal says that night. Or, you know what I mean? I don't know, there's something about, I could feel what I need to do. And I might kind of play with my fingers a little bit. You know, it's like a dynamic thing. And it seems to work better with the lower output pickups, because if I crank the volume all the way up, I got that real crunch, you know, AC/DC thing going on. But when I turn down, it's like acoustic guitar time, you know? That's kind of the type of a guitar player I am. Is they call it a roll-off player. Like to get your sound, you might have your volume up, you might have it 3/4 of the way, half, you know, but you feel that when you're playing in a live situation.
Once Bitten Twice Shy, it's a party song. I remember listening to it with my friends, and it was one of those songs that the girls and the guys would sing together. It was a sing-along type song. And just kind of a fun, just easygoing, laid back track. And that's what was so fun about it. And at that time that it was in the top 5, it was very much that feel good. Everybody could just kind of sing it together. And that's what I loved about it.
I agree. It was kind of a song of the time in a way. And it was just fun, because usually the trick, you know, if you are out just trying to hunt down a cover song to do with your band, you know, you usually want to get a hit. You know, it's not the greatest idea in the world to get a hit song that's never been a hit. That's not usually why you did it. But like, you know, we talked about it earlier, how that came about. But yeah, it's just interesting that it was never a hit before, and then, you know, it became this big song.
Tell me about the music video, because Bobby Brown was in it. This was, of course, before Cherry Pie.
One of her first gigs, I believe.
What do you remember about filming the video?
We did it in, I believe, like Bakersfield or something, in this big warehouse. I remember I had my truck there. There's a piece in the video to tell you how long ago it was. I remember I had a cell phone that was like this, like the one in Wall Street, you know, where he's out on the beach and he's got this, it looks like a walkie-talkie, you know, big white thing. I had one of those in the video. I crack up when I see that. Yeah, so we just did it. We had the girls kind of sing background vocals, you know, for the video. The video went #1, and I remember that. I don't think it has a lot to do with the video. You know, I think it translates how big you are in the charts. You know, say you got the #1 song in the country, automatically they're going to say MTV, it's the #1 video. You know, it's not because we had this, you know, we brought in John Landis and made this genius video. You know, we just had some chicks come down and we stood there and, you know, played to the track. We'll take it. You know, if you want to say it's the #1 video, you know, it's fine with me. But it was a fun song. You're right.
Well, also you got nominated for a Grammy at the time, Best Hard Rock Performance.
Yeah. Well, it's a great thing. At the time, the band that won it was called Living Color, and they had a song called Cult of Personality. I'm a cult of personality. So I went out and bought the record because I really liked that song. And it was funny to me that none of the other music, you know, usually when you hear a band, everything else sounds similar. Or you know, it sounded like a completely different band on the other songs. It was like that song was so badass. I couldn't wait to hear their other music, and it was really kind of south of that song. But nice big song, great song. Yeah, they won, so that was pretty cool. But just to get nominated was fun. You know, it's fun for my family.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Leave us a comment about Great White and Mark Kendall and this feel-good party hit from 1989. What are your memories of it? I know that you remember it. Let us know in the comments. If you like our videos, we do invite you to subscribe right now to be a part of our community. And also, get insider access. Join us on Patreon. Check out our new program there. Help us keep the music alive. Very important. Until next time, 3 chords and the truth, my friends. Stay safe.